The Republic of Ecuador, or informally Ecuador, is a beautiful country in South America that sits on the equator. It is bordered by both Peru and Colombia and is home to some of the most incredible volcanic landscapes. The capital, Quito, is surrounded by 5 volcanoes, some of them active, and is elevated 9,350 feet above sea level, making it the highest official capital city in the world. The official language of Ecuador is Spanish, however there are more than 10 native languages spoken throughout the country. CIS Australia provides study, intern and volunteer experiences around the globe. Local partners in each country run the programs, ensuring each program is meaningful and has an impact. I chose Ecuador as it was a country I had not heard much of and had already fallen in love with South America on previous trips. In country, the program is run by Eco Explorer, who also associate with other local partners such as Fundación Omar Mosquera to ensure volunteers are distributed to the right areas. In our case, this was Riobamba. Riobamba is the capital of the Chimborazo province, 3 to 4 hours south of Quito. It is a much larger town than any visit expected, however it is surrounded by rural highlands where the standard of living is considerably lower. No more than 10 minutes out of the city, the infrastructure changes from houses and streets, like any other town, to smaller rural towns in the hills. Another 15 minutes puts you far up above the city in the highlands, where huts and dirt roads are the norm. The schools are much smaller in physical size and in the number of students. Many of the elderly people speak more Quechua, a native language, than Spanish. Our work was with both the young and the old. The government, who provide much of the equipment needed for education, including uniforms, aid students in rural Riobamba. Unfortunately, nutrition is a major issue for these students, as much of what rural families grow is sold in the cities, profits used to buy cheaper, unhealthier alternatives. Here, we were tasked with measuring the height and weight of children in schools, collating the information into a database, and providing this to the school. After our departure, children who fell above or below appropriate BMI scores were to be tested and aided in better nutritional habits. The rural areas also have a large amount of elderly or disabled persons. Many of these people live in huts and live on a low wage. A period of the trip was spent in these areas visiting patients and providing companionship. This was at times confronting, as their husband or children had abandoned some of the elderly patients and left them alone in the highlands. The foundation has only enough workers for 1 visit per patient per month, an area where we saw much room for help. Our final and most favourite task was attending a college in the town every afternoon and teaching English to international baccalaureate students. This is an experience I will never forget. I loved seeing the girls every afternoon and learning about their lives whilst teaching them about mine. They were the most appreciative and kind girls, and we were all extremely sad to say goodbye at the end of the 3 weeks. As a university student, it was extremely valuable to meet others my age, studying different courses whilst really challenging myself in a new environment. The 4 of us lived together in a small house with our leader. This was great as we had a place to settle and call home the entire time. As the program went on, we were allowed to participate more and more in the community. We were going out on our own, finding our own way around, and settling into Riobamba life. In the program, we all found our own voice and were able to put valuable feedback in. This was an amazing opportunity, and it's given me the confidence to move out in the world on my own and make my own local connections. I've learned that it's so important to challenge yourself and those around you for the continued growth of our global society. This placement encouraged me to do work in my community at home, as I've realised how important it is to help your locals. I would love to return to Ecuador after university with a greater skill set and much more time on my hands. I believe this would greatly increase the impact of my work and allow me to gain a greater understanding of the Ecuadorian culture. This program is fantastic for any students who are a little unsure where to start. You're provided with a safe, guided experience that equips you with the tools to grow and become a greater global citizen. I'm so grateful that CIS have provided me with this opportunity, and to the girls I've travelled with, so many unforgettable memories in an unforgettable place. Si se puede.